Battlestar Mercury here. Mercury Actual. Small Bogum only from the Battlestar Galactica Deadlock Discord. I am 21 hours after, actually I'm 24 hours after returning home from the early weeks of the Israel versus Gaza war. It is yet unresolved. This video was recorded during the war when I was trapped in Israel, unable to fly back to the United States to work. I'm now working in the United States. I am weeks behind on my work due to the war. And I'm here to do a Battlestar Galactica Deadlock school video. So we've got two fleets here, one by me, one by Tasset, and I'm going to give tactical tips on why I did what, basic principles of co-op play. Two 8K fleets in this case, that was a choice. So was playing co-op. It's two guys against the Cylons for you, those of you who are new to the game. We each get to bring 8K fleet. My fleet usually includes a heavy ship, like a Jupiter, for its flak field to protect other ships of different configurations. Sometimes two Jupiters, sometimes even three Jupiter 2s, although that's a tight squeeze into a fleet. But they defend very well. Excuse the buff. That's courtesy of United Airlines. Thank you very much. My fleet is jumping in. It appears to be, it's my new combination fleet. This is a fleet in which I have a Mercury for its firepower and its fighters, a couple of Minotaurs, and for its flak and defensive capabilities, the Jupiter 2. Nothing beats the Jupiter 2 flak field. Now, that may not be the case in the lore, but it's definitely the case in the game. So the basic principles of co-op. For one, get recon on the enemy. Not actually all that critical, because you get recon on the enemy because they come after you. As a matter of fact, there are several scenarios under co-op in which it is best practices to run away from the Cylons, because their AI does not group its firepower together, and the further away from the Cylons you are, the more spread out their ships are. You can actually pick their gunships off one at a time. Principle 2 of co-op play: get into formation with your partner. Part of principle 2 is also the general principle of all gameplay of multiplayer versus AI, which is communicate. Make sure before you jump in the game your partner knows what the plan is, because if he deploys forward and you deploy back, he will get battered by missile barrages that you cannot protect against, even with a boatload of PCMs, and you will lose the game. Principle 3 basically is do what you can to preserve the air wing. Don't send it out forward to fight. In most co-op scenarios, the AI cannot win without a major advantage in total fighter craft numbers. You solve that problem by making them come to you, preferably through a flak field. How do you do that? Well, if you've got a flak field on the a flak zone on the right, you draw a line between your fighters, which are behind your fleet, and directly through a flak sweep zone to the general concentration of Cylon fighters. If you have that running through the flak zone, you're in good shape. You move the fighters around, you group your squadrons, you do what you got to do, and eventually a large number of Cylons are going to fly through your flak field. There is no better way to kill Cylons than to have them fly through a Jupiter 2 flak field on full defensive. This Jupiter 2 is here to provide full defensive. It is not here for long-range guns. You will rarely see me go offensive with it. You will see it happen because sometimes it's necessary to hurt somebody, but that's the basic general principles. I'm going to stop the introduction portion of the video now, and I'm going to scan a video for tidbits and tips to improve your gameplay. These videos are long. You can skip around them. Please press like, please subscribe, please press notify. It helps the channel, and the channel needs your help. It has been damaged by the war and slow upload speeds in Israel. Thank you for watching. The ultimate goal of formation forming is to form a single, integrated, but not collisioning formation here. You turn towards your opponent and set up your fleet the way you want it to be set up. He turns towards you and conducts the same basic operation. You see what my basic formation is I'm heading to the left to cover my opponents. I'm firing PCM ahead to take down missiles and protect my partner. And I'm setting things up so that I've got a large Jupiter 2 flak field to take down any missiles shot at me or my fellow fleets. I'm in formation now, and I'm headed toward my partner. You see the little green pedestals to the left-hand lower part of the screen. That's him, and that's what we're doing. He is too far forward. He is going to lose some ships, and that's because the communication part we said earlier did not happen completely.
Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. I'm on it, Commander.
My fleet is in correct formation. His fleet is kind of a mess. He sent some forces forward. They're going to get mowed apart. But enough of his fleet firepower has been preserved that victory is possible. We're playing against Cylon guns. That is one of the easier fleets to take care of. And we're going to take care of it. My formation is exactly the way I want it to be. And he's trying to decide. And I'm also trying to protect what's left of his fleet or what's going to be hammered from the enemy with PCM. PCM is OP for slowing down Cylon AIs because they win not by skill, not by coordination, not by good strategy. They win by massive overwhelming of forces. Basically, numbers games.
Yes, Commander. So say we all. Hostile unit identified.
Escort priority 1 still online. Escort clearance zone is active.
What you just saw there was he and I communicated, Tacit and I communicated, and we reached a point whereby he decided to fall into my formation, which is already set up, and not force me to turn my formation around. I don't remember at this point, 10 days after recording, whether or not we did another turn due to battle damage on my fort. I believe that eventually I lost both Minotaurs and took some damage to the Jupiter too, but in general, we tried to go with my formation because it just made more sense. The air wing was supposed to be located on the left side of the Mercury class. It was designed to drag the Cylons, who are unfortunate enough to try and confront it, through 2 flak fields on the way in. That eventually did work. I'll see if I can spot that for you and point it out with some audio insert. We'll have to see about that.
Squadron is dark.
In co-op mode, the game announces squadron losses to both players. It leaves it up to the player to figure out who lost the squadron. Since all my squadrons are apparently present and accounted for, it must have been one of his. And you see the formation is continuing to develop. His other ships are getting hammered. My air wing may eventually be engaged to save one of his ships. We'll have to see. That's what happens when you record it in the hot sun of Arad and you comment it in the colder, cloudy weather in Missouri.
Got it.
Target is 45599. I'm hit.
Squadron is taking fire.
I have been forced to engage my squadrons not according to the plan. You're seeing I'm taking losses on my part of my three assault raptor squadrons. I've got no virus mines, but I picked the scenario since I was hosting and made sure there was no silent viruses to face. That's one of the things you can use to get around the game. If you want to fight Cylon viruses or you want to fight unknown random forces, I suggest leaving at least one Raptor squadron as a regular Raptor squadron because they can help you out with viruses and firewall boosts. Tip of the day. Basically, the PCMs are keeping us alive, the formation is continuing to be formed, and we're continuing to learn how to play with each other without slamming into each other, which we did several times earlier, possibly off camera.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. He's flacking to try and defend his ships. The flak is coming from his Heracles. Eventually they're going to be lost. There's nuke went off in his fleet due to a lack of formation, discipline, and incorrect flak deployment. Don't do this at home. Or try it at home and learn the hard way, just like the Asset did.
Yes, Commander. Yes, sir. Confirmed squadron target.
Other advice on how to win co-op games is pretty clear. Check your ships often. What you see right there is I'm checking my Jupiter class, looking for armor damage, looking for things systems need to be repaired, checking my squadron status, which is looks like I've lost at least one Assault Raptor squadron completely. And for some reason I'm going to be flacking right on the Jupiter 2 and flacking left on the Mercury. As you see that's happening now. There must have been a juicy target in there. And that's a good thing to do, but not too long. And it's always good to have some PCM out there to protect your unflacked side in case you're wrong and a nuke comes in. But still, well executed. I think this was a good tactical move, and I think we eventually won the game. You may ask yourself what's happening here is basically we're hitting the selecting a single ship and hitting the T command, which will target the closest ship and give you firing accuracy. You can tab once you got that interface. You see the left and right arrows on the screen right now. You can tab through ships and get gun solutions. If you see a high accuracy gun solution and it makes sense to you, that's where you want to focus your fire. If it's coming against a fighter squadron, you can eliminate a squadron with most pod-mounted PDCs, point defense cannons, in a single turn. What we're looking here is specifically, this is anti-aircraft spotting, but you saw it there. And look, we selected the heavy raider and we wiped it out. That's probably why we flaked the way we flaked. And we ran through the target list and we eliminated a boarding party on a heavy raider.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've added a freeze frame here to show you how the gun works. Look at the accuracy in that top on the right PDCs or left PDCs against the Cylon Raiders. That's what you want to do. That is an effective way to boost your air power without squadrons, and you can do it to kill squadrons with high percentage shots like that. That's worth the focus fire every time.
that, Commander. Yes, sir.
Frequently check your ship's status. There is a time here, you can't waste a lot of time on this, but look at that Mercury. All systems are in good shape. Squadrons are in reasonably good shape. Torpedoes are not fired because I would hit one of my ships. And the status of that ship is excellent. Nothing to worry about. No worries about armor being wiped out and internal damage. All things good on the Mercury. Try and check your status of your ships regularly. Otherwise, they may blow up and you'll say, "Why did my ship blow up?"
System repairs underway.
You see my Minotaurs taking damage. Minotaurs do not seem to work well in high formations, and Jupiter and the Mercury have to fly high because the Jupiter is equally balanced with guns, and the Mercury has a heavy bias of guns that face down versus guns that face up. Always have to fly high. For whatever reason, I've not discovered why Minotaur doesn't play well at that level. It's going to deal out a lot of damage, but eventually I think I'm going to lose with one or both of them. Gun accuracy on a Revenant, you see the percentage is over 30%, and I'm putting every gun I can on it because I need that guy to go away really fast. I'll probably deploy PCM here because I can. Yes, I am flying PCM, and that's a good thing. We're using everything we got. We're putting every gun we can on a single ship. That's the principle of gunnery. The more guns you have on a ship, the faster it blows up, the less damage it does to you. Now, Revenant is a very dangerous ship. I'm putting in here Minotaur guns, also good high percentage, 40.3% percentage shot right there. Very good shot. So as my Minotaurs get damaged and die, they're doing a lot of damage.
Minotaur is taking damage.
Fire solution is online.
We're gonna hammer the front.
Subsystem repairs are being backed up.
Just lost a Minotaur as expected. Cylons are behind me. Many things may happen here. I may target a Cylon squadron with my right PDCs, left PDCs on the Mercury. But what I'm actually doing here is I'm turning my fleet around. I have discovered that I'm taking damage on armor either on the Minotaur or the Jupiter, neither of which I can really afford to lose. Minotaur I can't afford to lose. The Jupiter is very badly needed for defense. So I start to turn around, and you see the Mercury class has got excellent armor. I'm guessing the Jupiter 2 does not have good armor, and that's why we're doing a turn. When armor is weak, turn around. Your formation will work almost always just as well face with a new armor face. And yeah, you saw the Jupiter's quick armor flash there was red. So we're going to take damage if we don't do anything. We haven't taken damage yet, but we're going to take damage to that ship if we allow the Cylons to continue to hit the unarmored surface. Gun solution there on the Revenant, very good. 91.2 solution. He's going to melt very nicely for us. just saw me targeting the Revenant, high percentage shots to 91%. Flacking to the left side, I don't know if I left that on or not, we'll see. That's to deal with the fact that the Mercury is completing its turn. The turn of a fleet containing fleet ships as heavy as the Jupiter, and the Mercury is going to take a couple of turns. Between the two of the ships, you can flak basically both directions. If you've got a close enough formation, the larger Jupiter 2 flak can protect the Mercury to some degree. The Jupiter can be protected partially by the Mercury flak field, although it's not as big and expansive. You figure the newer ship would have a better flak field, but it's just not the case. That's a game thing. It's not a lore thing. Just so you understand that. You see right there another firing solution against the Revenant, which we will execute in a few seconds, and she will go boom. I probably mentioned this 100 times, but I'll mention it 100 times more. You see, I've got as the turn ends, I've got a Revenant on target. That's to watch the effect of the position of my gun in real time during the mission. Watch this. Hull disappears. Boom, boom, boom. Bye, Revenant.
Yes, Commander. So say we all. Yes, Commander. So say we all. So say we all.
I have successfully turned the fleet around. I'm now flacking right. My armor weakness is away from the enemy. It's exactly where you want it to be. You can't fix armor during a game unless you have a Celestia that can add 50 to any armor face. But there's better use of your points because Celestials can't shoot. Celestials are big targets. See, there it goes. Another ship explodes. And I was watching my Minotaur that time. No, that was a Revenant I was selected, sorry. I was watching the Revenant die. I like to watch during the turn what my targeted ship is doing to improve my skills and make sure that I'm targeting ships correctly. Always check yourself. Don't believe that things didn't change. The game's not under development, but players develop new tactics, they share them, things change. Through this turn, you see me monitoring my Minotaur. He survives the turn. I'm just watching to see if he's taking damage. He's got 3 armor faces down. He's going to start taking things very hard. But he's got 2 battle stars protecting him. I'm using him in this point to snipe at things long term, to contribute to gun battles, and hope that too many bullets don't get through. If the silence targeted with a bunch of fighters or with long range gunfire, he'll blow. But he can contribute a lot before he dies.
Yes, sir. Minotaur is taking damage.
Winning at this game involves a lot of repetition. I'm again checking targets. You just saw me check targets and kill a squadron. My squadron count is probably pretty low right now, but I continue to target the enemy squadrons, and this is cleanup. Most of these ships are Serbs. They're targeting a Silent Fighter Squadron. We've got a 42.3% firing solution from the Minotaur, and we want that squadron to go away. Why do we want that squadron to go away? Because we've got no squadrons left in our fleet. Every single squadron in the Jupiter is gone, and more than likely most of the squadrons are gone on the Mercury class. I don't remember, but we're targeting gun solutions. The problem you run into is sometimes you have good fighters to shoot at and capital ships. Fighters don't count toward the win, but if you let them fly around and hit you, they'll make you lose. You see, I'm still not used very many of my torpedoes there because the one problem with this fleet is it's hard to get torpedo shots when the torpedoes are on the Mercury and there's a Jupiter playing defense for you. I haven't worked out that issue yet. I have managed to use some torpedoes, as you see. That's probably the last commentary I'm going to stick in here. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please share this with other people. Please press notify. We're going to try and go back to a format where the weekly chapter runs on Thursday and is left as the primary content from Thursday through Sunday night. Every other day of the week, we're going to have a video, at least a fun video. Hopefully, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock School video when I have enough of them accumulated.
Missiles incoming. Battlestar is taking damage. Deploying countermeasures. sir.
Repel the porters. Keep them out of the CIP.
Minotaur is taking damage.
Taking fire.
Jupiter is taking damage. Yes, sir. on it, Commander. Yes, sir. Jupiter is taking damage. Subsystems being blown. Got it. I'm on it, Commander. System repairs underway. Salvo launch ready. Missiles incoming.
Last comment here, you see my fleet does survive. It wins. I managed to save that Minotaur by protecting it with 2 battle stars, and we got the win. And pretty impressive. I did not run through the damage dealt. I'll do that in another video. I'll do that in every video once I get into a hang of doing this. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe, please. Support the channel. Share. Word of mouth, word of electronic, anything you want to do. Stay safe, Israel. We're behind you.
Weapons free and by the numbers, folks. Weapons free, prepare for engagement.
For Colonial